What's up, you guys? It's Charlotte. Welcome back to the vlog. Happy August. I cannot believe that it's already August. This year has been going by so fast, like lightning fast. I don't know if this is just because this is my first year as like a full adult. Like, this is the first year that I'm not in school anymore. Like, this is my first year living alone. I don't know if all of that is making it feel like it's going by faster, but I feel like this year has been flying by. Like, to me, it still feels like it should be spring, but we are like coming into the last month of summer now, and it's just, time is flying. It's going so fast, but we can't stop it, so we might as well embrace it. So welcome to the August reset vlog. I haven't done a reset vlog in a couple of months, but I've missed doing them, and I desperately need to reset some stuff, like get my apartment cleaned up and kind of get things in order for a new month. So I figured it would be a great time to bring the reset vlogs back. Clearly, you can see the mess going on behind me, so it's desperately needed. I really need this. If you guys are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Charlotte. By the time you guys see this video, I will be 23. I will have recently just had my birthday. By the time I'm filming this, it's not quite my birthday, but I'll be posting it, I think, the day after my birthday. I think I'm gonna film a birthday vlog because I've got some plans, so I think that'll be the video going up after this one. But I am currently 22, but by the time you're watching this, 23-year-old vlogger here on YouTube. I do a lot of corporate lifestyle and productivity content, just bringing you guys all along for my post-college life and sort of everything that we're doing as we figure out how to be what I call a big girl. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. We are getting so close to hitting 50,000 subscribers, and I have a really fun surprise giveaway planned for when we hit that milestone. Anyway, enough shameless self-promo. Let's get on to this reset vlog. I am going to start off, I think honestly a majority of this video is going to be me cleaning my apartment. It's not that bad actually. I've just kind of like I started slacking off about like putting things away and putting things where they belong. So I just kind of feel like my spaces are always a mess. Like yesterday, I went to Target and I bought a bunch of stuff, clearly, because it's all still sprawled out here on my kitchen countertops. So we're just gonna be cleaning up a little, putting things away, getting organized for a new month, and then we will go from there. Like I said, I haven't done a reset vlog in a little while, so we're just gonna kind of play it by ear for this one. If you guys wanna see any of my other reset vlogs, I will link them. I'll link a playlist down in the description. But without any further ado, let's get started with cleaning up my apartment.
Right now I'm standing in a corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We got nothing to lose. You're looking so old. You're looking so old. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you. Just say the word and we can leave this place. I'll take you anywhere you want. As long as we're together, everything we'll do. You got me going, oh. You got me going, oh. Now I'm moving closer to you.
All right, the apartment is cleaner at least. It's definitely not flawless, but it is so much better than it has been. And it felt so good to get it clean and get it back to like just normal. I lit a candle. I'm currently burning my Leo zodiac candle because, like I mentioned, it's Leo season. It's my birthday in a couple of days, so I wanted to like match the vibes for that. My apartments have always been my happy places, whether it's this apartment or my Michigan apartments or like my childhood home back in Maine. Like, they have always been my safe spaces, like my happy places. I've always loved my apartments. And like, I am definitely a homebody. I love being at home. I love being in my own space. Like, it's just, it's always like good vibes. But recently, just being honest, I've been slacking off. I don't want to say like being lazy, but I kind of feel like that's what I've been doing, is being lazy. Have a bunch of stuff out. Like if I'm doing my journal, I'll take out all my markers and stuff, and then I won't put them away. Like that kind of stuff. My apartment has been feeling just very cluttered, very messy. Like there's just a lot going on because I haven't been putting my things away. And I feel like that has definitely been contributing to my stress levels and just like kind of bad vibes overall. Like the last couple of months, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I haven't been posting as much on YouTube. I barely posted at all on my Instagram and my TikTok. Like I have just kind of been off the grid, sort of. And I kind of feel like it's been like that in every aspect of my life. Like I haven't been really keeping up with my socials. I haven't really been keeping my apartment in order. I've just kind of like, honestly, if I could kind of just like put it all in a nutshell, like I've been slacking off basically. But at the same time, I have been like beating myself up mentally for slacking off. So I'll be, like sitting on the couch, scrolling on my phone, not doing anything meaningful. And in my head, I'll be like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like there are a bunch of other things that you should be doing instead. So it's not even like I get to enjoy the relaxation time either. Like I'm not using it as time to like decompress and relax. I'm literally just like thinking about all the things that I should be doing instead, but then also not doing them. It's just been a weird time, but I don't know how to explain this. I feel my like influencer content creator era like coming back. I can feel it like coming back into my veins. I don't know. It's such a hard thing to explain without actually like going through it yourself. But as a content creator, I've been a content creator for 4 years now, 4.5 years. And I've always loved it. It's always been fun. But for the first 3 years, I was a college content creator and it was so fun. Like I got to document a really good chunk of my college experience. I got to document my entire time at the University of Michigan, which was really cool. It was different when I was in school because, and this applies to my life as well, not just to my content. There was always like, there were milestones, there were markers of time that you could always kind of rely on, like the changes in semesters, finals week, midterms week, summer break, fall break, spring break. Like everything was kind of scheduled out and you had things to sort of like plan events around, you had things to look forward to, everything was sort of like scheduled out for you in advance. You didn't really have to think about it. So that was helpful for me as a human being, just the way that I kind of organize my life, the way that I think, the way that I plan things. And it was also very helpful for my content because it kind of informed the videos that I would make, first day of school, first week of classes, midterms and finals and, graduation and all these things that were already pre-planned out that were kind of like exciting events that I could kind of like anchor my content around. But in the 1.5 years that I've been graduated and that I've been kind of doing like post-grad content and big girl content as opposed to college content, and again, also in my life now that I'm working a big girl job and living on my own and things aren't really structured like that anymore, it's a lot different. Like your life experience is just very different. And so I have been feeling like my days are very much the same, not in a bad way, I like my life, like I like my job, I like my friends, I like my schedule, my structure, like I like it all, but it is very steady. It's very repetitive. Like every day for me sort of looks the same. Whereas in college, every day looked different and no 2 days really looked the same, which I kind of thrived on that structure. And I think it's been sort of like a bit of a struggle for me to switch over to the everyday is the same kind of structure, like working Monday through Friday and you only get Saturday and Sunday to yourself. And, if you work 9 to 5 and you have commuting time. And for me, like I work in a city that's different than the city I live in, like I have to commute pretty far to my job. I've got an hour plus of travel time, and like living on my own for the first time, I have more responsibilities than I've had in the past. Like I'm responsible for cooking all my own meals. In the past, I'd lived with roommates or lived with my parents where you could kind of split those responsibilities. I'm responsible for all of the dishes, all of the laundry. Like I love living on my own, but for the first time in my life, all of these responsibilities are mine for the first time, solely mine. And I don't want to come off as like complaining, because I'm not complaining. Like I said, I love my life. I am very satisfied with my life. But something that I have noticed, and that I guess I'm sort of coming to terms with about adulthood and about the life that I lead, is that I don't really have enough hours in the day to do the things that I love to do anymore. Like, I have so many passions and there's so many things that I love to do, and there just simply are not enough hours in the day for me to do all of them anymore. And like, that has been a hard pill to swallow about adulthood, especially because I do really like my job. Like, I think a lot of times in adulthood, people complain about their jobs or they hate their jobs or whatever, and it's easy to kind of be like, oh, you know, like I spend all my day doing stuff that I hate and I don't care about. And like, for me, I'm very, very lucky that that's not the case. So I do get to spend a majority of my days during the week doing stuff that I'm passionate about, doing stuff that I think is fun, that I think is interesting. So I'm very lucky in that sense that I do get to do a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in for a majority of my time. But a lot of my hobbies I have not been able to do as much of anymore. And that's been making me sort of feel not quite like myself, I guess. I think that's sort of contributed to like the slump that I've been in with my content, and also just like mentally, sort of like in my, like the vibes of my life. I kind of feel like I've been in a little bit of a slump just because I haven't been able to pursue those hobbies as much as I'd like to, or I kind of have to choose more, I guess is a better way to put it. I need to be more choosy with how I spend my time. It's just more of like, oh, if I want to crochet this afternoon, I can't also edit a video, you know? Whereas before, in other times in my life, my schedule and the structure of whatever system I've been in, whether it's college or high school or wherever, has kind of, I've been in situations where I can do both. Like with college, you would have a couple of classes a day. You'd spend maybe 4 hours a day in class. So you could wake up in the morning, go to class, come home, crochet, go to class, come home, edit a video, and still have time to hang out with your friends. Whereas when you're working like a big girl job and you're in your big girl life, that's not necessarily the case. Anyway, I feel like I have kind of taken that information and gotten into sort of like a bad mentality about it, where I'm like, well, you know, if I can't do all of my hobbies, then like, what's the point? I'll just not do any of them. And like, that's not the answer either. So for August, I really, really, really want to reset the vibes and like get out of that headspace, because it's really dragging me down, man. Like, I am a bubbly, happy, upbeat, glass half full type of person, and I don't feel like I have been that way for the last couple of months. And when you're not feeling like yourself, it's hard to get on camera. So I haven't been filming as much either, because it's very obvious that I'm not feeling like myself, and I don't want to put that out on the internet. So for August, we are going back to the basics. I basically, I guess, am kind of coming to this realization that like, okay, in the past you had structure and that worked really well for you, and it was fortunate that someone else set up that structure. Now it's your turn. Like, now it's my turn to, if I know that I thrive on structure, set up your own structure, like make something that works for you. So I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to the things that I used to do in my previous reset vlogs during college and all that stuff that I know would work, by setting goals for myself, setting intentions for the month and things that I want to focus on and that kind of stuff, because I feel like I've also been a little bit like listless the last couple months without those things. So basically, the long and the short of what I'm trying to say is it's time to lock in, and I think I'm excited. Like, 2024 is halfway over, more than halfway over at this point, so I really want to make the most of what's left of this year, and that's gonna start in August. Okay, so all this talk about getting back into a groove for August, I am going to set some goals for August, which is so exciting. I'm actually really excited because I have not set goals for myself in a long time. Not in like a meaningful way. I kind of did in June, but you know. So I have my Notion. I'm gonna put it up on screen so you guys can follow along as I set these goals. I have all of my Notion templates available for free to download in the description if you guys want to use my Notion templates if you're a Notion user. But let's go ahead and get started with some August goals. What emoji should we use for August? We are going to use the tried and true potted plant emoji. That is my favorite emoji, I think. That or the sunshine emoji, I don't know. But as you guys can tell, I love plants. I really want to get back into my content. I know I said that I would do this in June, If you guys, that was the last reset vlog that I did, was for June of this year from a few months ago. I said that I would do it and then I didn't, but this time I'm gonna actually do it by setting up some like, some more like tangible goals, I guess. So we're gonna say new YouTube vlogs on Sundays and new IG and TikTok vlogs. I usually do vlogs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That was a schedule that I was in for quite a long time, like pretty much all of last year. And it worked really well, and I know that I can do it. I just need to stop slacking off and doom scrolling on social media and actually recommit to the bit. We are also going to get back to respond to comments. I'm putting an exclamation point there. This one is a little bit harder, like I said, because I'm working my full-time job. Most of the time the comments come in while I'm at work, and I can't just be responding to comments during the workday, and then by the time I get home I forget, or I just remember at inconvenient times when I don't have Wi-Fi. But I want to make it a point to respond to comments because I love when you guys comment on my YouTube videos and on my Instagram, my TikTok vlogs. So those are all content related. I also want to, I'm gonna say, research talent management. One of the things that I think I've been overwhelmed with recently is trying to do it all by myself. I do have a fabulous editor, Maddie, who edits some of my videos for me. So she has been a godsend. But I have recently, since I've like started working my big girl job, I found it very overwhelming to try and like film, edit, and post all my content and deal with all the emails that I get coming in, brand deal offers, and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that I can at least research some talent agencies, maybe get some management going so that they can kind of help like lighten that load. I do think that would be very, very helpful for me. I think that could also help me kind of like get back on track with a content plan. So those are 4 content goals. See, there's a bunch of stuff that I would love to do, like no phone in bed, and like no computer, no laptop in bed, like no watching videos to fall asleep. But those are gonna take a little bit longer to break. Let's see. Oh, you know what I am gonna put on here? Stop snoozing morning alarms. I have been getting in this habit for like a couple of weeks. It's so bad. I have never been an alarm snoozer ever. I've always gotten up whenever my alarm goes off, even if I'm tired, like even if I scroll on my phone for a bit. I have never been like a snooze the alarm, go back to sleep person until the last like 3 weeks, and it has been horrible for my like circadian rhythm. I don't even know if that's the right term, but it has, I've just been so sleepy recently. Honestly, my sleep schedule is kind of screwed up anyway, also that's probably why, but I need to stop snoozing my morning alarms. This feels like a pretty good list. I don't want to set too many goals. I don't want to get like overwhelmed and not do any of them, because that's definitely something I've done in the past. I'll set too many goals and then I'll get overwhelmed and then I won't actually do any of them, and that's just not helpful for anyone. Here's one I'll put on here. Be kind to yourself, smiley face. Everyone should always be kind to themselves. I think that's something that I've been kind of forgetting a little bit recently. You know, I even kind of talked about it at the beginning of this vlog. I said things like I've been lazy, and that's just not like a very kind thing to say to myself, you know? Like I'm doing this for the first time. I'm living life for the first time. I'm living on my own for the first time. I'm doing my first like actual real job for the first time, basically. I need to remember to just be kind to myself, to take it easy, give myself grace. Like there's no right or wrong way to live life. There's only what you want versus where you are. And of course, what we're all trying to get to is where what you want and where you are the same place. Oh, that was kind of a good line. Did I come up with that? I'm gonna have to write that down. But there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just kind of taking into consideration like what you're going for, what's important to you, you know, what matters to you, what doesn't matter to you. Of the things that matter to you, what matters most, what matters least. So anyway, these are my goals for August. I feel good about these. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good month. Now, I didn't list reading as one of my goals. I've kind of stopped listing that as a goal, but it's always something that I want to focus on. And we haven't done book club in a while, and I actually have some updates for you guys. So before the sun fully goes down, let's head over to my living room and do book club on the floor. It's tradition. And I will chat with you guys about some of the books that I've been reading. Okay, book club. I'm so excited. I love doing book club. It's like the highlight of the reset vlogs for me. We've got a couple of books to talk about that I have read, and I've got a couple in mind that I want to read. One of my goals for the year was to read 30 books because I read 30 books in 2023. I really don't see that happening, and I'm kind of okay with that. You know, it kind of gets back to like what we were talking about earlier about how at different points in your life you have different amounts of time to dedicate to certain things. In 2023, I had a lot of time to dedicate to reading. I was unemployed for 4 months in 2023, but now I'm employed and I'm a big girl and I've got a lot of things going on right now. So I don't have as much time to read. So we're not probably gonna make it to 30 books, but that's okay. That's okay, as long as it's fun. It's just supposed to be fun. So anyway, we have 3 books to talk about. First up is Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. I bought this book on a whim on one of my last trips to Target. I'd read one book by Rebecca Searle in the past, In 5 Years. I think that's her most popular book. It is on the cover of this one. I read that book a number of years ago, several years ago, and I didn't love it. Also, sorry, if you can hear something in the background, that's the load of towels that I threw in the laundry, so sorry, ignore that. But yeah, I read In 5 Years a few years ago. I think I might have been a little bit too young when I read it because I hated it. Really did not like it. I don't know if I read it again now if I would change my opinion on it, but I didn't like it. But then I saw this book and the cover was so pretty that I felt like Miss Rebecca Searle deserved a second chance. Do I regret giving her a second chance? No, but this was not my favorite book. I gave this book 3 stars on Goodreads. Also, if you guys are on Goodreads and you want to be friends on Goodreads, I will link my account down below in the description. I love that we can all be friends on Goodreads. Over the course of the last few months, I have gotten so many friend requests. I accept all of them as fast as I can. So if you're on Goodreads and you want to be buddies, I will link my account down below. But I gave this book 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I think the plot had a lot of potential that just kind of didn't really go anywhere. I probably won't read it again. All right, next up we have One of the Girls by Lucy Clark. I bought this book kind of on a whim also. I was at a bookstore with one of my friends and I saw this one and I thought it looked so pretty and it ended up being really good. This was on my TBR for quite a while. That was another reason that I picked it up. So I ended up really liking this. I gave this one 4 stars. It'll probably end up, if I ever pick back up on my bullet journaling, it'll probably end up being 4.5 stars, but Goodreads doesn't do half stars. This was a thriller slash like suspense novel about a like bachelorette weekend gone wrong. It was so good. It was very good, very well written. My only beef with this book was that it kind of felt like it took a long time for everything to kind of come together. Like all of the plot points felt kind of disconnected. Like obviously when there's a thriller, you want to sort of like weave in a few like, oh, this happened, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until a little bit later, which I can totally respect, but it felt like there were a lot of those and it felt like they all didn't come together until like pretty much the very end, to the point where like I was 3/4 of the book, 3/4 of the way through the book reading, like I was getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, come on, like let's have it all connect now. So that was my only beef, the only reason it wasn't 5 stars, but this book was very good. I would highly recommend this. And finally, we have Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. I am loving this book so far. I'm currently reading it. That's my little bookmark right there. I'm about halfway through. Everyone said that I would love this book, even strangers. Like I brought this to the pool with me a few weekends ago. I vlogged that weekend actually. I think that was my last video that went up. I brought this book to the pool and I had 2 strangers come up to me at the pool and be like, oh, you know, I see that you're just starting it. Like you're gonna love that book. I am currently reading this. It's you know, it's thick. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this, but I am enjoying myself nonetheless. Typically, I also go through books that I want to read in the upcoming month, but I'm not, because we're not really shooting for the 30 books goal anymore. I'm not like in a super big hurry to like pick out 4 books that I want to read in August. If I end up with time, I think this book is like gonna be a really good end of summer transition into fall book. So I think this would be perfect for like the end of August, beginning of September. This is called In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. I think I've mentioned this book a couple different times in a couple different book clubs, but if you guys didn't know, I'm very particular about the months that I read my books in. Like to me, when I look at the cover of a book, feel like a connection to a certain month. So like this book to me feels like a late August, early September type of book. This book feels like a July book, you know? I don't know why, but it feels like a July book. So if you guys have been around for a while, you know that I do this. I kind of organize my books by the month that I want to read them in. But I mean, I don't think I'm crazy. Like this looks, I think it's the color palette. It looks like a late August, early fall book. Do I sound insane? And those are the books for August slash that I have read in the last couple of months. I read Expiration Dates, I read in June. One of the Girls I read in July, and Lessons in Chemistry is the book that I'm currently reading. And this one, In a New York Minute, is one that I want to read next. So we've got a couple months span worth of book content here, but it was nice to do book club again. I miss doing book club. If you guys have any book suggestions, books that you think I would enjoy or that you would recommend, let me know down in the comments below. I've always got my eye out for book recs. All right, you guys, now that we have done book club, cleaned up, updated my Notion, I think that is gonna wrap up this August reset vlog. At some point in the future, I do really want to get back to doing my bullet journal in these reset vlogs. I really do miss my bullet journal, but there's only so many hours in the day. Let me know what other videos you want to see on my channel, either for August or for the rest of 2024. As we all know, like we just talked about, we are recommitting to content for August. So let me know, leave me a comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I have all of my social links and everything in the description of all my videos. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We're gonna have some very exciting updates coming very soon, so stay tuned. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But that is gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.